Hello, beautiful people of the world. Welcome to the Happy Conversation Idea Show, where you can witness thoughts, ideas, and stories of the happiest people. And we have a very special guest today. His name is James Gardiner. But before I introduce his vast summary and more accomplishment, people who have not know about his accomplishments, there is always saying in the market or a rumor or an education system that consciousness and subconsciousness. Now, what is consciousness? What is subconsciousness? You are highly educated audience out there. You already know. But how James has got his enormous amount of success in his teaching and coaching and all about his conscious warriorness. Let's hear James' little profile. The people who want to know more about him. James Gardiner is a champion for conscious leadership. With over 2 decades of hands-on experience in business and personal growth, he is motivated to help people face their challenges, uncover their souvenir truth, and get their lives and business operating at peak performance. Wow. Living in the greatest cities like New York, Los Angeles, and Vancouver has allowed him the ability to put his leadership to the test, whether on stage and screen in the entertainment industry, or leading a team of 250 employees at the high-profile hospitality establishment. James' multi-faceted career has led to motivational speaking across the United States, a stint as a spokesperson for the American Lung Association of New York. Wow. And the most recently, the TV host of the television show called The Inspirational 30. Wow. On the Shaw Network. Welcome, my friend James, to the Happy Conversation Idea Show.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure and honor to be here. Happy. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, James, and thanks for taking out your precious time to talk about yourself and your stories so that other people in the audience can get inspired and get some golden nuggets from you and see how we can take it from there then.
Love it.
Lovely. Thanks a lot. Yeah. So please tell us about your childhood till struggle or adversity stories and how did you come up without that and become so successful where you are now today?
Ooh, well, everything always takes work. Everything is a journey. Looking back, for me, it really started as a child, as it does with most of us. For me, as a child, I had asthma. So I was suffering quite a lot as a child. I could not breathe. I was always in the hospital. I was very frail, very weak, very timid. I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be an athlete. I had these kind of aspirations. And of course, there was a lot of limitations put on me because of my affliction. And so I grew up in a household with my mom and dad, very close. My mom used to take care of me, used to have to give me shots and things like that in the middle of the night. And so as I got a little bit older, I started to try.
That's a good thing to do.
I know. I started to try and be more athletic. I wanted to be athletic.
Yes.
And I always had I had the coordination, I had some skill, but I just didn't have the lungs and the ability to stay, like to be in the game. I always had to catch my breath. I would always have to go on the sidelines. Well, the pivotal thing that happened for me was my senior year in high school. I was 17 at the time. Okay. And I woke up in the middle of the night, like I did many nights, with an asthma attack. Oh. And I made my way to the bathroom and I remember vividly staring at myself in the mirror, and I knew that I could take a shot, which was in the closet, right? Because at this point, when I'm a teenager, I was giving myself shots when I had attacks and things like that, but I didn't want to. Oh. I was like, no, I can't, this is just, no. Next thing I knew, I woke up on the floor of the bathroom. Paramedics all around me. And so what had happened was I had stopped breathing. And I came to find out, of course, my dad and mom were there. And my dad pried my mouth open with a spoon and gave me mouth to mouth to kind of bring me back. And that very next day, that afternoon, because this was early in the evening or early in the morning, that afternoon, I had a tennis match.
Okay.
And my mom, of course, I remember my mom saying, well, you can't go to school today. I was like, well, I'm going to school. I don't care that I had 3 hours of sleep. I'm going to school. I have a tennis match. And I had to fight my mom to basically show up to school and go to this tennis match because I was determined. And so I had the most amazing match of my life. On the other side of that tennis court, it was my asthma that was the foe, not me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was making shots and doing things that I had no business doing. Like I would never do it again. I could never play that good in my life. And I ended up losing the match in 5 sets. But it was an epic thing for me. It was a huge victory. And from that victory, Happy, 2 months later, I joined the rowing team at the University of Rhode Island, which I went against my doctor's orders, and people thought I was nuts because it's a super demanding physical sport.
Yeah,
and
it is.
I never looked back. I never gave up. We came in second in the nation the following year. I went on to the U.S. National team and their development system, and won a lot of high accolades from rowing because I was determined to be something.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
So this is a courageous thing you did from doing by yourself, and then you pursued your kind of next step or hobby or career into the athlete for the rowing and all. It takes enormous amount of strength.
Well, it does. And I think we all have these pivotal moments in our life, and some of us have moments throughout our life.
Yeah.
This was one of them because of that moment. And then taking up rowing. Rowing has been the single greatest influencer into who I become, who is sitting here now, because from that arena of confidence and everything that I earned in there and evolve, I had the courage and strength to say, hey, I'm going to go to New York. I'm going to go to Manhattan at 23 years old on my own. And I'm going to, try an acting career, and I'm just going to do it. And that's been the adventurer in me throughout my life, is that courage to hoist the sail and follow my dreams wherever those take me.
Wow, fantastic. This is phenomenal and inspiring, like how taking personal initiative towards your own inner strength and being consciously aware of that you were having asthma and attacks, but did you never give up on that, and you pursued that thing and went on to doing rowing and acting. Phenomenal. It's a very rare thing we can do, but there are a million people out there. They have their own stories too, but I'm really touched with that, James. So please tell us about the age of the conscious warrior concept, what you teach and coach, please.
Sure. Well, I think we are in an age of enlightenment, and this pendulum of old world kind of sweat equity and specifically in the male aspect of this old paradigm of conscious male and alpha male, and then swinging now into, hey, we as males, we can show up in this world, and we can operate from a place of love. We can lead with love in everything we do. We can find for each of us what is that unique blend of masculine and feminine, however that works for us, and really honor that in how I show up. So in terms of conscious warrior, my journey, Happy, has been one of a warrior, i.e. little Jimmy, way back when with asthma, right? I wanted to be the hero. And that's why everything for me is the hero within. Yes. That's my brand. That's my company, because I've been on a journey, and that journey was the warrior wanted to be the hero. And I associated, much like happiness, the hero with everything external.
Fantastic.
Right? Accolades, success, money, attention, saving the girl, saving the day and getting the girl, all of these things, as opposed to shifting into this conscious spirituality, which is ultimately the hero within is really what it's about. It's about standing in our truth today.
So true. Wow. Fantastic. Yeah. Well, you also mentioned, and I'm aware of that, your profile. What do you mean the hard work to heart work? How does it work and don't work?
Right? Well, again, I think that is the paradigm shift. We grew up in a society of sweat equity. Roll up your sleeves, get in there and work. And we live to work, because at the end of our life or whatever we want to enjoy, we want to have something to enjoy. Granted. Mm-hmm. When we have that mindset, Happy, a lot of things get left in the dust. We don't stop and smell the roses, to coin a phrase that we all know.
Fantastic.
Hard work. Mm-hmm. So hard work is replaced with heart work. First off, doing whatever it is that you want to do because it's anchored to your truth. And when it's anchored to your truth, you can't help but show up in love and being unconditional with your act of service, with who you are, walking side by side with your inner child. It's all a happy playground. And that truly is really what it's heart work. Do you know how many adults happy? How many adults do you know that aren't happy?
So true. And this is one of the reasons why I started my podcast show, for the happiness. See, when I say this thoughts, ideas, and stories of the happiest people, I never usually utter or say successful people or millionaire, billionaire, but I usually say happiest people. That's what it contains. It counts most. So that's why I'm asking you. So you're absolutely right, James.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, I think that is the journey, right? A lot of that stuff is external.
So true.
Right?
So true.
Yeah. So
fantastic. Well said that. Now tell me, these days, like, why do people need a personal or professional coach these days?
Oh, that's a loaded question. I would argue people need it more these days than ever, given what's going on in this ever-changing landscape that we're in. We need, as human beings, most of us, including myself, every coach that I know, that I coach, every coach that I work with has a coach. Yes, we all have people that we need to walk with us, sometimes behind us, pushing us.
True. True.
And we need that. We're creatures designed to have a community. And no one has all the answers. And so whether it's, look, there's different facets of people in life, Happy. You have people that are creative, you have people that are doers and check things off, you have strategists, you have dreamers and schemers. And a coach can help not only bring that out to the forefront, but then also help to orchestrate some of the challenges so that we are all achieving X, whatever X is. We all get in our own way, all Excellent. Of us.
I love that what you said, where you can orchestrate, to help you or push you behind. It's not always necessary. As I have learned that coaches or mentors or gurus are like something like a road. They're already there, but they will lead you towards your journey. They cannot walk with you throughout the time, but they can lead you towards they can give the blueprint or map or a direction that you don't drift or you get carried away with some of the distraction and all. Right?
Yes, 100%.
Excellent. Thanks. Now tell me, how to empower youth and women if someone is not a coach? Because I strongly believe our generation, our coming generation, all the future leads in the hands of the next generation, young adults. So how can someone empower youth and women if someone is not a coach?
Okay.
So, as every individual's duty, what light would you shed on that?
Yeah, I do think it's our duty as a human race to to elevate the people around us. I think we all should lead by example. We don't have to be coaches. We don't
True.
have to claim to be, professors of life. But what we can do is each of us has the ability to turn on a light, to be a lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Some are bigger and reach farther than others, but at the end of the day, how we show up as human beings has a direct impact to the people around us most. So if we want to be happier people, if we want to be better human beings,
Mm-hmm.
it has to start with each of us. And we need to lead by example. Conscious leadership always starts within. We have to effectively lead ourselves before we can even think about imprinting something on someon else. Otherwise, there's a misalignment. It doesn't happen.
I love that. I love that what you just said. Yeah. Now, there's a lot of one of the famous words is success in the world these days. Now, why people should listen to more meaningful podcasts these days?
Well, just getting back to that, what we were just talking about, like attracts like. The world, the universe
Mm-hmm.
works on energy. And so we all have a choice.
So true.
We all have a choice. We can turn into this channel, we can turn into this frequency, or we can turn into a higher level, if you will, or a higher frequency vibration. What comes in reverberates and goes out. So
True.
now more than ever, people need to surround themselves with high vibrational podcasts, things that motivate them, inspire them, challenge them, guide them, as you were saying, guide them forward to be more authentic. That's what the world needs.
Fantastic. Now, continue with this. Why success is like a busy street and how to navigate it?
That's a good one.
Ah.
Don't blindly walk across without the crosswalk. Number one.
Very good.
And we need to assess. First off, we need to get clear on where we're going. If I'm crossing the street, that's my destination. I need to know where I'm going before I even take a first step. Period.
Fantastic. Wow.
Right?
Excellent.
Number one. Number
one.
two, we can't get distracted by the traffic. We have to carve our steps one at a time based on our goals. Everything's strategic. I can't get to the midpoint of the street unless, or if there's a median in the street, let's say, to cross over, I can't get to that first until I assess where I'm at, look what's coming in and take a step forward. Assessing is a big thing. We always need to reassess and assess, course correct, always.
Fantastic, James. Having clarity, knowing where is your direction, where are you heading, so you don't get drift and in a go day and all. Now we talked about success. For success can be different meaning for different people and folks out there. It can be health goal or personal goal or relationship goal and all. Now let's talk about money a little bit. Why money is important and not important these days?
Yeah, money's a great thing, and and we all can have a positive relationship with money. I think it's how we perceive money and how and what money can do for us, so that we can then reciprocate back. And so money is important. Fantastic. Absolutely, money is important. Money makes the world go round. It opens doorways. It allows us to take some of those steps across the street. It allows us to build a walkway overpass to get over the street, for example, right? There are some certain things. What money is not, money itself is not a tangible cure for unhappy people. Money itself is a doorway. If that doorway to whatever's on the other side of that money, i.e., let's say fancy car, fancy clothes.
Mhm.
If that is an external thing and not truly gauged to who you are as a person in your soul, that's when money is not, it doesn't matter.
Wow.
Some of the happiest people I know are the people that live the most minimalist.
Yeah, yeah, I agree strongly.
Right?
I interact with all the millionaires.
These are successful people that society would label successful, and you would never know that, their bank account is X because they live this way and they're happy.
Yeah. Wow, that's so true. Yeah, you rather be happy in living on a beach on a tent with your partner, or you living in a 25 bedroom mansion hall, and you can be the unhappiest person with having all the money in the world in the bank. So true. Now, tell me why spiritual education is essential. We talked about consciousness. We talked about things. So let's listen from your perspective. Why spiritual education is essential?
I think it's a natural evolution that we're all moving forward in a human development. I think we're just becoming all more consciously aware that spirituality, energy, is really the cornerstone of everything around us. Everything is energy. I think what we realize is there's been a lot of negative or challenges that have associated with labeling deities, labeling what someone thinks of in terms of that. And spirituality, I think it's more of a universal sandbox for everyone to play in.
Yes. That's a good phrase. I love that. Sandbox. Yeah.
Right?
It's a Pandora box. We should never forget to open it, especially with our golden mind between our ears.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. The fantastics. Now, you've been coach and trainer and leadership coaching in settings of business and formal education area and sectors. Now, tell us, what is the easiest way to get any job?
Honestly, the easiest way is to first do something that resonates with you, with your truth, with your heart.
Okay.
Because if we take that step forward, there's already a huge alignment to the outcome, the potential outcome. Again, it's alignment, right? So truth always trumps, always.
I agree.
The other way to get a job easy is, I'll bring it back to my story, how I opened this. It's just to be like, don't care what anyone else says. You can't be a rower. You can't be an athlete, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If it's something that you want, go after it. Make a case, position yourself for that job.
Exactly. Yeah. In my training and coaching, I do also with my clients and students, I usually say, know which industry you want to go, and then you become a doctor or a lawyer of your industry. Like why that industry started, who started, why it started, when it started, how long it's been there in this industry, what is the last 10 years annual dollar value they have gained, or what is the projected one. So becoming a doctor or a lawyer of that industry which you wanted to work in, and then you become an expert of that. And that's why when you go and interview or meet people, then you're talking something related to the industry. And I think that's a great achievement they can find. Now, you've been an entrepreneur for yourself almost since early childhood, seems, and then you have trained also. Now, this question is, why do business-minded people succeed most of the time? See, a lot of people start business and they fail, they start and they fail and start and fail. And then they go in the higher peak up there and massively they find some massive success on the pinnacle and they succeed and they don't feel guilt about that. I missed out the opportunity in a few last businesses. What is the core reason? What do you think about?
Yeah, well, I know what the biggest hindrance why people don't succeed. And that is they don't want to do the work. Because at the end of the day, it requires work.
So true.
And so there I think successful people by design have an unwavering commitment and a discipline
Love it.
to seeing their dreams happen and not taking no for an answer.
Wow.
I truly believe that. It's no different than the athletes that I coach, the high performance athletes, Olympic athletes. It's doing the work. It's doing the work and showing up day in and day out. That doesn't mean we don't have bad days. That doesn't mean that some businesses fail and then they go back to the drawing board and then come out of the ashes and build something that does work. There's definitely a mindset shift between successful in this conversation, successful people,
Yes.
and people that aren't,
So
and
true.
whatever that means to them.
Fantastic, James. And I like what you just said, like having a dedication and an aim and discipline. And I think self-discipline, discipline over our emotions is the highest form of, it's the backbone of any success for any individual. Discipline is like so, and we missed out. And it's not people, I think a lot of time people say he or she is not disciplined, but I think personally, I think that people, he or she is not disciplined. There is a reason, because he or she has not found the love of the job, what he or she wanted to do. And when they will find it, they will be by default, they will be disciplined. So a lot of time people take hard on themselves. Oh, I cannot wake up in the morning, or it's too rain, it's snow, it's a summer. And they're not disciplined with the daily activities they want to do. But I think they did not find the love and joy and happiness in the way, kind of work they wanted to do. So once they find, and they're like a rocket fire, they're rocket man and woman, they will do the things which they never imagined about it. I love this.
Yeah. And I think if I can add on that, I do think that it comes back to the word clarity. Clarity is the DNA of mastery.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Whenever we have those moments, and I have them too, where all of a sudden I feel maybe stuck. I feel like I'm in the wilderness and I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on. It's because I have lack of clarity in that moment.
I agree.
Right. And so I think, again, that's why, getting back to having a coach, we are all in our own picture frame.
Yes.
How do we step out of the picture frame to objectively look what's going on? That's a challenge. It's doable. It takes a skill set. And that's why having a coach, having a mentor, having somebody to be objective really can help with keeping that kind of consistent clarity along the way.
Oh, fantastic. I love this word. Clarity is so powerful, meaningful, and it's such a simple thing. But having clarity, I think clarity can be easily disciplined by writing down on paper, emptying the mind on paper, what exactly we wanted to do this year, this week, or even the entire life. And I think clarity is very important. Thanks for sharing that. Now, we'll have, when we're talking about serving now, how to live peaceful life by serving others. Now, a lot of time people, we on planet Earth, any shape or form, actually, we are serving at some time, at some shape or form, but we don't live peacefully. So how to live peaceful life by serving others?
Yeah. Happy. I think that connects to the word gratitude.
I love it.
Right.
Gratitude.
And being of service, being of contribution is a selfless act. And there is an energetic reciprocation off of that always fills our cup. It does feel good to help somebody. It does feel good to give presents at Christmas. It does feel good to do something for other people. Again, because we are designed to be in a community, so to speak. We're not designed to be solo people.
Exactly.
Right? We're designed to have a group around us. And so, finding the peace in that, finding the units of joy. What are my units of happiness with living my life, and then also being of service? I feel, you talk about peace, I feel like that's the tipping point, because we can be happy and we can do what we want to do. And there's some people that are successful, do what they do. They may not be of service as much. And I feel that when we do that, that's a tipping point into more of a state of grace and a peacefulness that you talk about, and that kind of harmony that we're looking for ultimately.
Lovely. I love that word harmony and the meaning behind that. It's if there is no harmony, there is no peace there. So harmony with our mind, with our day-to-day activity, with our beloved ones, we try to maintain and communicate with harmony. Now, we talked about your consciousness. Now, please tell how to overcome depression and anxiety through consciousness.
You have a few hours on that one. That's a great question.
But you can share it quickly on that. I know it can take a few days and weeks for the seminar for you. I know, but our audience would like to know some golden nuggets and tips on that.
Well, depression, deep reset. Depression is, let me back up. I'm going to back up the train here for a moment. Perception of anything is everything. Perception of anything is everything. We can wake up one day, have a rock and roll day, nothing changes the next day, and we feel useless. We feel whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed. Objectively, nothing's changed. Something internal, our state or perception has changed.
Yes.
Being conscious, being aware of that, allows us more of the ability to flip the switch on that, to realize that's just a state. It's just a state. Like right now, the only thing I can utterly control happy is the very moment that you and I are in.
Yeah.
We don't know what happens every other second from here on forward. We don't.
Yeah.
Right? So do we choose to be happy? Do we choose to be sad today? I come from the mindset of I honor when I'm feeling depressed. I honor when I have some anxiety. And like you said, I write. So I have my journal right here. So whenever something is landing for me that way, I get it out. I transfer it. Absolutely.
Fantastic. Absolutely. No, fantastic. That's a really good case study. And it's a very simple thing. We tend to avoid or we procrastinate on that. We dabble and we keep giving answers. It's like a table tennis game goes on when we have depression or anxiety. All the negative thought comes from one way and we try to answer at the same time. And I think it's a good idea to always empty the mind on paper and write down how I'm feeling right now, why I'm feeling, what is the root cause of what is the fear I'm feeling about, what will happen. If this goes wrong, then what will happen? To go to the depth of the problem. And I think we can eliminate the fear of that thing. Fantastic. Okay. James, let's do this second round we call Make the World Happy Round. All right, let's, as you say, roll up the sleeves and get to the work. Okay, how do you define success?
Finding peace of mind, peace of soul, connection with my heart, my truth, my love, and first and above all, making sure that I feel like my inner child is sitting right next to me every day.
Oh, fantastic.
That's
success. Very adorable and very caring. I love that. And second question is related to that. Okay. Why we should love and respect each other?
Because love is the most powerful force on the planet. And each other is all we have.
Exactly. I love that force on planet Mother Earth. Fantastic. Okay. What one thing all success coaches don't tell us?
That life ain't all rainbows and flipping unicorns. That we ultimately need to go into the jungle to take steps towards self-actualization. All of us, we need to do it. We need to eat a few shit sandwiches along the way, as I say.
Okay, well, fantastic. Are we selling our bodies and soul to become successful?
Some people are.
Okay, fantastic. How to do more in less time?
Get clear on what you truly want. What's the vital few versus the trivial many?
Okay. One way to stop hating others? You can take it.
I know, right?
Uh,
It's a good, stop.
there-
Stop.
there's a lot of hatred going around the
There
world.
is.
We need more happiness. We need more peace, joy, love, bonding. There can be millions ways to stop, but I thought.
Well, you know what? Because we're still, at the end of the day, we are still all children on a playground in the game of life.
I love it. In the game of life. I love this journey on a planet Mother Earth. Okay. Okay, James, how to overcome boredom and laziness?
Boredom belongs in the garbage dump of life, number one.
Okay.
If you're bored, then find out why you're bored and do something that lights your fire like nothing else.
Yep.
How to cure laziness? I'm sorry. People need to get their asses off a couch and do something. What does your heart want you to do? Don't worry about the how. The how will show itself. Just get clear on what you want to do and take a step towards it.
Fantastic. Now, how to make others happy in a minute?
Watch Bugs Bunny reruns.
Say it again, please.
Watch Bugs Bunny reruns. You know Bugs Bunny, the famous Looney Tunes show.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Laughter.
Laughter is the best medicine on planet Earth, and it's free to smile, to laugh.
Free.
And yes, it's everything. The most incredible thing in our life, we came up with free, and we don't use it most often time. Yeah, so that's sad thing.
Right.
So, all right. How any family can get along without argument?
Learn the dance of conversation.
Learn the dance of the conversation. Hey, make sure you dance. And dancing people are usually most romantic, I find that. So I love dancing salsa and ballroom and all that stuff. Great. Okay. Life is too short or too long?
Life is too long.
I love that perspective. Yes. So true. So true. What makes you happy every day, James?
Doing this.
Fantastic.
Honestly, I love talking. I love speaking, and that lights my fire. Yeah.
Fantastic. I love that. Saying what you love. Fantastic. Most people, usually we know that the biggest and most incredible dreams and ideas are not on planet Earth. Actually, they're on graveyard. Inside, they went with their ideas and dreams and they never pursued it. So sadly, so do whatever you like and do the best. Okay. What is the lucrative advice you have ever got?
Simple. Follow your heart.
Fantastic. What is the worst advice you have ever got?
Follow your heart. No, because I've had a few life lessons from following my heart at the time. The worst advice I ever got. I need to play the game of society.
I need to play the game of society. Be careful. That's kind of politics involved in that. Looks like
someone said that to me on the streets in New York City, not the streets figuratively, but when I was living in New York, someone said that to me, probably in my third or fourth year, to play the game of society, just in terms of expectation, getting married at a certain age, retirement savings, all of that. I'm like,
Okay. All right. So, what do you love most? You have to choose one: love, sex, money, or fame.
Love.
Aha,
All the other ones
love.
come from love, if you think about it.
Aha. So fantastic. I love that. I'm on the same path. So high five for that. Okay. What do you do when someone piss off you?
And just smile.
That's the
Kill
greatest.
him, kill him with laughter.
Kill him with the laughter. Slap him with the laughter. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know that people irritates you. I was telling the other day the story to my friend in a busiest street once in Mumbai, and I was driving, and some gentleman would like to go ahead of me, but then he got pissed off, and he opened up his car door and came out, and he broke my side mirror, and he was hanging on my side mirror, and he broke it, and he was saying and swearing and all. I did not open my glass window, and I kept smiling pleasantly, and I said, thank you. And I left. I did not open it. I do nothing. I say, the glass, the side glass is not worth more than my life piece. I will buy it again. And then he got pissed off because I didn't say it and open
Of
the
course.
window, and I did
Of
say
course.
nothing. So that's what I say. It's the best slap. It's the best slap. Yeah.
You know,
Okay. Now,
okay.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, here's a great phrase for your listeners.
Please.
Passionately unattached.
Passionately and attached.
That's the way I am about working with clients, working with friends, having conversations. It's like I'm passionately unattached.
Fantastic.
Just
I love
let it
that.
go. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Then this one is imagine. Okay. Imagine if God makes you a woman for a day, what will you do more of and less of?
Well, that's a good one because I'm probably about the closest to a woman a straight man can be with my blend of masculine and feminine. What? That is a really challenging question because Happy, I just want to take a moment because I live with that blend, right? So I feel like I kind of have that show up more. I will say the romantic in me would say if I could be a woman for a day, I would love to have a man just take care of me, comfort me, because I put down my warrior sword and just let someone save me for a day. How about that?
Fantastic. So that's more of. What's the less of?
less.
Well, you got a day. You have to finish that.
Less chatty Cathy. So in other words, less. I'm not a big gossiper. So
okay. I hope that it didn't offend my lovely ladies audience on that. Okay, well, this is imaginary thing, so it's no offending anyone. So that's good.
Well, like I said, mad love to the women. I'm a flag bearer for women out there. Trust me. I'm just
cool. Yeah. Good. Okay, now imagine now, if you would be the host of the show, and if I would be the guest of the show, what question would you ask me?
Is your legal name really Happy?
Yes, of course. It's my nickname given by my mom. Unfortunately, she passed away. The most incredible gift ever I have got on planet Earth to me physically, and that's my name from my mom. That's and unfortunately, amazing. She passed away when I was only 3.5. So I live by that name till today. I walk, talk, behave, act as with the name is Happy. And that's one of the reasons my podcast name is called The Happy Conversation. So yes,
that's amazing.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay. So what is your favorite word or a quote?
Favorite word? Romance. Favorite word?
Romance. I love that. R for romance, R for rain, R for refreshing. And a lot of time people say, oh, it's raining. I say, well, just consider rain wash away all the dust. That's why we get the blissful and fresh air and greenery. We have a beautiful British Columbia is full of green, lush trees. So romance, rain, refreshing, regenerating. restart, reborn. I love the word
Right.
R in romance. I love that. Thank you. Okay, now, what is your message to the beautiful people of the world?
My message is most people of the world, at some point in their life, they say goodbye to their inner child and they walk into this adult arena of life, adulthood. And when we do, each of us is given a playbook or a rule book of how to behave, what to do, what to say, what to buy, how to save money, all of that. And what I am here to do is to have everyone throw away that rule book and get back to their core truth of what they want to be, do, feel, show up like in this world. And have that ultimately be their playbook by which they govern themselves.
Wow.
Coming from the truth, and of course, reconnecting to that beautiful inner child within.
Lovely. That's a very profound message you have given, James, and I hope all the audience will love it, definitely, as I did, sincerely. Never kill your inner child. I love this. And I am today that this, most of my close friends, they said, when I'm not in a professional setting, they said, you are like a child. You never stop laughing, giggling, and you're one of the most funniest person. I say, yeah, well, I never did attempt, and I will never, ever kill my inner child. In a professional setting, yes, I'm professional. I'm dealing with clients, like I'm doing this podcast. There are system, there are etiquettes, there are professionalism, there is system, and I follow all that. But when I'm not in that setting, I have the beautiful, lovely, adorable child inside, like an earth angel, that I play with around with that by myself or with others too. So never kill your inner child. I love it. Thanks. Wonderful. In last again, what happiness means to you?
Happiness means honoring me.
I love it.
And what happiness means for me and how I show up in the world is going to be different than it is for you, and different than it is for others. Happiness is not this mythical token at the end of a quest. It's not this Da Vinci Code of how to live your life, this secret formula. It is just a state that you can live in, provided you are connected to your truth. That is my happiness. And it's honoring the child within. I'll tell you what, I have a core compass happy that I live by. So I have a compass every day that steers me, and that is truth, freedom, intimacy, and artistry.
Wow.
Those four markers continually keep me on a happiness path, because it's aligned with what I am inside, who I am inside.
Fantastic.
That doesn't mean that some days aren't as happy as others.
Yeah.
However, I'm on that path, right?
Yeah. So be happy now. I like that word, truth. A person who can be truthful with him or herself cannot be liar to the other world. I love it. So fantastic. So be happy now. So to the lovely audience. Well, James, I want to say thank you so much, my friend, and for your precious time, for sharing your thoughts, ideas, and stories with us. And I hope our audience will enjoy. And if you want to know more about James, you can figure out on his website, just mentioned below. And he will be happy to help and give you some more happiness tips on that. And thanks to the lovely and wonderful audience who has spared their time while listening, whether you're driving, or you're cooking, or you are sitting in a family setting. Please keep watching and listening the Happy Conversation Idea Show, where you can witness thoughts, ideas, and stories of the happiest people. And you are the most happiest person, whoever is listening right now. Thank you. God bless. Take care. Till next.